Alright, I'm going to try to talk fast through this part because I want to talk about the whole thing. I just want to get this Pusha situation out of the way, but I also haven't talked about the album yet, so here it is. What the fuck is the album called? Daytona? Number one, if you know, you know. Love that song. I love the beat so much. The beat is so fucking hot, man. Kanye went off on these beats. Two, The Games We Play. Also love that song. Beat is insane. Hard Piano. It's actually pretty good. I do like it a lot, but it's not one that I return to a lot. I mean, Ross is cool on it. It is overall a pretty good song. But I just don't go to it a lot. Comeback Baby. I do like. Um, but it's kind of like, I don't know. That's when things start to like take a little twists, I think, in the beats. I mean, it's really cool, but also not one that I really super go to. Santeria, that guitar is like, oh my god, man! I swear to God, that beat is so crazy, and then the beat switch in it is just amazing as well. What would Meek do? That beat's pretty good, but also not a super fan of it. And lastly, Infrared. I mean, speaks for itself, man. That shit is like, I fucking love Infrared. I think it set off this whole entire beef so perfectly, and it's like so sinister, but it's just like it's like the perfect like warm up track to be like, okay, some shit's about to start. You know what I mean? It's like the perfect track to like just begin this beef. So overall, I really do enjoy this project. I wish it was longer. And I don't know. I feel like there will be another Pusha T album or project at least because what he had said in the interviews is that he had a full entire project done before Kanye came through and produced all the beats for this one. So I mean, hopefully we get that project, and I feel like that'll be cool too. But yeah, this project is really good so far. But now that I spoke on that album very quickly, I want to really talk about this beef. I really want to talk about the back and forth going on right now because I find it super interesting, super entertaining, and I mean, I feel like it's really making waves right here. So, all right, so Infrared, I really fucked with Infrared a lot. I thought it was really good. And then Drake came through with the Duppy freestyle, which I really thought was really good as well. I thought he came through with a lot of good bars, and a lot of people put into perspective that he wasn't really saying much, but I thought I don't know, he was saying a lot for what he could say, because a lot of people were saying like, he can't. Everyone knows that Pusha T is a better rapper than Drake, so he can't really come at him in this like real like bar sense. I mean, he could, but it would be very out of character for Drake. So it probably wouldn't work as much in his favor if he had gone this route with the Duppy freestyle and kind of did that whole like braggadocious kind of rap and bragging about his accomplishments and also the invoice. So he kind of played on that as well. And I think it was done very well, really. I was kind of like, when that had come out, I was like, oh shit, like, Drake has something in him to, he's not like just gonna, I don't know, he's not gonna embarrass himself through the rap, like he kind of knows what he's doing in that way. Just like with Meek, with Meek he really came through, and that was a pretty impressive battle on his part. So, with that, when that happened, I was like, all right, so I mean, Pusha has to come back very well. He has to do some damage with the next thing. And his response, the story, I mean that, oh my god, that has to be one of the best. This is that's hard. I really do want to say that's one of the best disses I've ever heard, straight up. Um, it's been like 2 3 days, but I mean, holy shit, man, he hit on so many levels. There are just so many levels to it. I mean, not only from the raps, but like not only from like the bars standpoint, in which like he like lyrically got him here and there with some jabs, but I mean the whole background behind what he was saying, and then the picture, and then you know there were just so many levels stacked onto one song and one response that it was like, it's just so insane. And the backlash that we're seeing from this is like, it's next level, man. It's such a next level diss. Um, so then after the diss came out, Drake, I think it was today or yesterday. Drake had put out his response or his reasoning for the picture, which it was for something back in the day or whatever, and which everyone pretty much knew and was like aware of that. You know, I don't think many people were like, "Whoa, this is Drake in blackface," and like, "Whoa, is he like being like racist here on purpose?" I feel like the majority of people understood that this was like something for something he did back in the day, but still, it's like it's just like the way that this diss was constructed was like so well done that the damage is really already done, you know? And it's just the way that Pusha T presented it all, which made such an impact. It was not so much the actual like picture itself, I guess. At least that's how I took it. Um and then then the latest update that I've heard is that Pusha T was like, you know, if you wanted to like take a stand, you know, if you were trying to get political like back in the day, like that's your excuse for this picture, and you wanted to make like you wanted to make some sort of like political or like uh you know, impactful statement by doing that picture, then why haven't you really said anything since in your music? And that's not really like an excuse for it. Is pretty much what Pusha said the last time I checked on what was happening in this back and forth. That's the last thing I heard. Um, and he has a good point, I guess. You know, he has a good point. You know, because it's like everyone knows Drake for, you know, just talking about his emotions, and you know, it's like, when's the last time he's really gotten political, at least in his music? And you know, so it's kind of like, you know, and maybe he did have that in mind back when he shot that photo shoot of him in blackface. But then it's like, how, okay, so you went, and that was like 10 years ago or whatever, you know, that you did that, and not once have you mentioned, with all the political kind of shit that's going on, you couldn't have mentioned anything, or all the racist, anything like racist, you know, you haven't said one thing. So he has a point, but I don't know. I mean, it's just, I'm just so interested in it right now because it's like, I don't think that like we've ever seen Drake in this position before. And it's like, honestly, like Drake coming out and like apologizing for the picture, or even like responding to the picture at all, that already puts things into Pusha T's favor, because you know, Drake is like putting everything on pause and he has to clear things up. And that's something that you don't really ever see. Like, although it kind of makes sense in today's day and age that Drake would have to like say something about the picture, there's also like so many other things that Pusha T said in that diss that he also needs to talk about. So it's like such an interesting fucking situation right now. I'm so intrigued by it. So intrigued by it. And you know, that's just another reason why Pusha T's diss is like, it's probably one of the best I've ever heard. And it's like been so long since a beef has gotten this far and like been this serious and like kept you on the edge of your seat the whole time. So I'm just super interested in it. I think that Pusha T, like, I mean, and he said he has more shit. You know what I mean? So if Drake is to respond, which he pretty much has to do, I mean, like, he doesn't have to. I think maybe in a sense it would actually be smarter for him not to respond at this point. I think, like, if he tries to go even further with it, then he will only dig himself a bigger grave. So maybe he will respond. I think that because of who he is and his status and everything and what Pusha T said in the diss, that he does have to musically respond with a song or something, or make some sort of move rather than just like clearing up why the picture was taken and just making statements like that. But I think if he does, then Pusha T is just gonna unfold even more dirt on him. And I don't know, man. I've never seen anyone get this far with Drake in terms of wanting to get at him. You know, I don't think that anyone has gotten this far. But overall, I'm just super fucking pumped. I'm super pumped. This beef, I've been so entertained by this beef that I forgot that Kanye was putting out an album tomorrow. I'm pretty sure it's Kanye's putting out an album tomorrow. I'm not sure if it's Kanye's or Cuddy's. I don't even know what albums are coming out anymore. That's how fucking entertained I am by this beef. And I'm running on fucking 11 minutes, man. That's when you know. That's when you know. Excuse me. That's when you know when something serious. When my quick thoughts turn into long thoughts. But yeah, I'm really curious to see what you guys think. And yeah, I mean, we'll see what the fuck happens. We'll see if I gotta make a part 2 to this video or if it's just done. I really do hope that this beef keeps going though, for the culture, if you will. Alright, so that's it. Goodbye.